Hey everyone, it's Flakfire. Call of Duty is officially returning to its roots. Activision and the developers behind the game recently released the first trailer for Call of Duty WWII. Now, we didn't see any real multiplayer footage from the game, but let's take a look at some of the information hidden away for the single player in the trailer. Here's what you might have missed. In the opening of the trailer, we see a number of Landing Craft Vehicle Personnel, or LCVPs, steaming towards the beaches of Normandy. The voiceover we're hearing is actually U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt and excerpts from his prayer on D-Day on June 6, 1944. In this shot, an American soldier holds a rifle with an invasion bag designed to keep water and sand out of the weapon. This is minor, but it is a nice touch. It's not clear if vehicles will play a role in the new Call of Duty multiplayer, like tanks were present in World at War, but I'll mention the LCVPs were traditionally armed with Browning .30 caliber machine guns. In this shot, the ramp is down and men try to scramble from the landing craft. Many were sitting ducks for machine gunners waiting in fortified bunkers on the shoreline. This deceased soldier is equipped with an M1910 entrenching tool. Just a bit of fun that many of these were actually issued to soldiers of the American 1st Infantry Division at Omaha Beach, which is where this scene likely occurs, since devs say the campaign follows a single unit. I just like the shovel, I own one myself, and I just think it's neat that it's in the game. The big red one on the soldier's helmet confirms Omaha Beach as the location. The vertical leadership stripe here on the back of the helmet also denotes his position as an officer. This shot shows the view of Omaha Beach from behind a German machine gun. It's likely an MG-42, which has been confirmed for the game. Hitler's buzzsaw could fire a staggering 1,200 rounds per minute from 50 or 250 round belts. Barrels could also be changed in a matter of seconds, allowing it to fire almost indefinitely, and that made it a formidable weapon. This soldier is holding an iconic M1 Garand rifle. It had an 8-round en-bloc clip, a fire rate of around 50 rounds per minute, and was well known for the telltale ping that signaled to the enemy that the weapon was empty. This non-commissioned officer is holding an M3 submachine gun. Nicknamed the Grease Gun because of its appearance, it had a fire rate of around 450 rounds per minute and fired from 30-round box magazines. The weapon was ugly and inaccurate, but it was easy to produce. In the background here, we see an obstruction called a hembalken, and it sounds like something from IKEA, but the one here is equipped with a Teller anti-vehicle mine designed to explode when struck by a landing craft. The Normandy landings took place at low tide, revealing many of these obstacles and rendering them ineffective, but it also meant that the attacking soldiers had to cross more open ground. Other obstacles are also visible in the trailer, including hedgehogs and Rommelspargel, which also have mines on top. This scene shows the distance some soldiers had to run across open ground just to reach the beach's shingle. Overhead, we see what appears to be B-25 Mitchell medium bombers and P-47 Thunderbolt fighter bombers. These were used to soften and suppress enemy positions prior, during, and after the invasion. This German soldier is exiting a damaged Tiger II tank. The King Tiger featured a massive 88mm gun and very thick armor. These were used by the Waffen-SS, which often wore black uniforms, like the soldier here, brandishing a Luger pistol. This soldier appears to be holding the familiar Colt 1911 pistol, and this shot is from the turret of an M4A1 Sherman tank equipped with a 76mm gun to better combat superior German armor. These Shermans are the standard M4 with a lower velocity 75mm gun. The German tank shown here is a Panzer IV armed with a higher velocity 75mm gun. Interestingly, the gunner and driver position in the tank here are backwards, so let's just hope this video was flipped in post-production. In this shot, a Stuka dive bomber begins an attack. This tank killer version features two 37mm cannons mounted in pods beneath the wings, which fired armor-piercing ammunition. We can also hear the iconic wailing siren. In this scene, a soldier is operating what appears to be a 40mm M1 Bofors cannon. The following scenes take place in a cathedral or church, which might point to some of the fighting around St. Lo in July of 1944. This shot shows a soldier with an M2 flamethrower attacking the rear of a bunker, presumably at Omaha Beach. In the background of this shot, a soldier is holding a rifle with a bayonet, so bayonet charges confirmed for Call of Duty World War II? I didn't mention this before, but the yellow ring featured on the Mark II grenade here indicates it is high explosive. There are a number of different types of grenades, so that's one way that they would differentiate. Here's another look at the aforementioned Colt 1911 pistol. The conversation that happens here is interesting because it appears between a sergeant first class on the left and an officer on the right. I say it's interesting because most of the time we see this kind of thing in film or video games, it's always the non-commissioned officer upset about decisions by his superior officers, so some drama here in the single player. This shot is probably from an SD KFZ 251 half-track equipped with an MG-42. The German vehicle was an armored personnel carrier and could transport 10 soldiers under ideal conditions. I'm assuming this shot takes place after the big red one enters Germany based on the signage in the background, including the word Abendessen, meaning dinner. The game's livestream confirmed Call of Duty World War II will take us to the Hürtgen Forest, so this may be the city of Aachen. Here's a better look at the M1 Garand with a sexy reload and another look at the M4A1 Shermans. This shot shows a close-up of a tank-mounted Browning 30 caliber machine gun, and in this shot, a German soldier drops a Gewehr 43 semi-automatic rifle. This fired from a 10-round detachable box magazine and had a fire rate of around 30 rounds per minute. Here's a better look at the German Tiger II we saw in a previous scene. The vehicle was massive, weighing nearly 70 tons. The American Sherman in this shot needed to really close the distance to have a chance at penetrating the King Tiger's armor, which, well, it carries some obvious risk. Here, German soldiers crawl out from under the remains of a disabled King Tiger. Although most tanks had escape hatches, including some in the floor of the tank, it's not clear if they are crew members or not. And in the background of this shot, an army photographer snaps a photo of some captured German prisoners of war. Interestingly, there's no sign of other iconic weapons like the Thompson M1 submachine gun or the Browning automatic rifle. In the key art on the game's website, we do see the Garand M1 carbine, and during the live stream, devs also confirmed the inclusion of the Sturmgewehr 44 and the M1903 Springfield rifle. In terms of other vehicles, the M3 half-track made an appearance during the reveal in the form of an M16 multiple-gun motor carriage. Now, I don't expect Activision to let everything out of the bag at once, but it is actually encouraging to see some serious attention to historical detail in the first trailer for Call of Duty World War II. But what do you think about the new weapons and vehicles confirmed for the single player in Call of Duty World War II? And do you want to see vehicles in multiplayer like how they were in Call of Duty World at War or even Call of Duty 3? Did you notice anything I missed? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share on websites like Facebook and Twitter, and of course, subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.